So I got this new machine, and at first I had no idea what I was doing. This is the new M2 by xTool, and what makes it unique is that it's a printer and a laser cutter all in one. So you can print something and cut it without moving whatever material it is that you put in there. When I first got it, I was both excited to try it out, but also I kind of let it sit for a few days because I was overwhelmed by the idea of putting it together because I thought it was going to be complicated. And it turns out it was actually extremely easy. So much so that I didn't even film it because I was like getting everything ready, and then I was thinking about like getting the camera set up, and then I was like, oh wait, there's not really anything to do. All I had to do was like take all the stuff out of it, and like the laser module and the printer module, this is what they look like, they just pop on via magnets. And there's just like this one little plug here. Super simple. I didn't have to do any building of other stuff. It just plugged in and worked. And I love that because I don't like to read instructions. It's hard. So although the setup was very easy, there was still a learning curve. Like I didn't know what I could cut or what I could print on. Because it's a brand new machine, there wasn't a ton of stuff out there, though I'm sure I could have found comparable things and analyzed that. But you know me, I just sort of dive into things. So there was a lot of experimenting and just like trying to figure out what I could do. The fact that it could print and cut, I just like felt overwhelmed and needing to like figure out things that I could do as opposed to just like testing out one of the things. Like, let me just test out laser cutting something. I'm like, all right, well, what am I gonna print and then cut out? And I say this out loud and I'm like, oh, I could have just printed something and then cut it out. But I was a little too ambitious. So although setup was super easy, I was still a little bit overwhelmed on like what to actually do. The fact that I could do printing and cutting, I felt like I had to come up with the perfect idea for like what I was gonna print and then cut and like, so I had to just like keep it really simple and try to figure out what I could do. So first to test the laser, I just took this little drawing I had and had it engrave and also cut out the shape. It was super simple to set up. I just exported an SVG file. That was just this shape, and this part that was black I had engraved, and then I just also set it to cut the outside. It was fun and easy. The next thing I wanted to try was the printing and then the cutting. And I just took a piece of this plywood that came as like sample materials to use, which is what I used for this. Thought I would just print right onto it, not knowing what was going to happen. And it wasn't that bad. Like you can see here, the red printed really well, but some of the black kind of bled a little bit. But you know, that's to be expected. This is just like an inkjet printer. And if you've ever tried to print an image on like uncoated paper, just like regular copy paper, it doesn't look very good because inkjet ink needs that surface to sit on. So for this just being bare wood, I'm pretty impressed with the quality, especially on that red type at the bottom. That's crisp. Obviously some of the details on the tattoo on the arm here they sort of like bled into each other a little bit. But again, this is just uncoated wood that I printed directly onto. After digging into this a little bit further, I discovered that xTool actually makes a spray to fix this issue. I ordered some of this and I'm excited to give it a shot. It will allow the wood to keep that wood texture instead of just being covered with inkjet paper. So this is a really cool solution, and I'll let you know how it goes. Because that went so well, I tried to print directly onto acrylic, and that didn't work. It just the ink just sat on top of it and stayed wet. That seems obvious to me now, because why would the ink absorb into the acrylic? That doesn't work. But I tried it anyway, and I don't recommend it. It just made a mess. As I mentioned, the capabilities of this machine, being able to print and cut, made it hard for me to like think about what I could do. I'm like, well, what am I actually gonna make with this? And I was like overcomplicating it. And xTool has all these different templates for things you can do. So I just started looking at them, and it gave me ideas for things that I might want to make. I didn't actually use any of the templates because, you know, I wanted to make my own stuff. And although you can customize them, for me, it was easier to just kind of take inspiration or have it like, you know, give me some ideas for what I could possibly do. For example, these little stand-up cloud guys. these, I just, I saw something like it was a little stand-up character template, and I was like, well, that looks very simple. I could make my own. So I saw that it was just sort of notched out in the base, 2 versions of this. So just cut this out of the wood and then popped right in. So to do these and get this really crisp print quality that I couldn't get when printing straight on wood, I just took some inkjet paper and then just like glued it onto the wood and then ran it through like this. And then I got that super clean, high quality print, and then I was able to just cut it out very easily. The other material I tried printing directly onto was felt, thinking it was not gonna work at all, but it did work surprisingly well. Like, look at it, that's pretty good. It's pretty tight and pretty crisp, and that's just directly onto the felt. So I was pretty surprised by how well that worked. Obviously, it's like a little washed out, but that's what would you expect? That's what I would expect. Another thing that I thought was going to be really complicated was the rotary attachment that xTool sent me that you could use with this. And I avoided using this because I opened the box and there was just like a lot of pieces, lots of like little pieces. And I was like, oh, this just seems like a lot of work and I don't know what I'm going to do. But I finally was like, all right, I got to do this, and realized it was almost completely assembled, ready to go. And all the different pieces were just different attachments for holding different things in place that you didn't have to use. So realistically, all I had to do was just pop it into the machine, plug it in, and then it comes with this cool adapter to change the laser from vertical to a horizontal thing. And then it follows along to the rotary device, and they just work together. You just go into xTool Studio and change the setting from laser on a flat surface to laser with the rotary, and it just sort of does everything automatically. The one thing I missed about the rotary tool is actually one of my favorite features about this thing in general that I didn't mention yet, is that it's got dual cameras, so you can just see the base and like what you're gonna print or cut directly on those cameras and use that to align and position things. This was literally a game changer for me because I have another laser cutter that I don't use that often. And because I don't use it that often, whenever I do use it, I have to like relearn how to figure out where to place the thing I want to cut and position it. And it's always confusing to me. And the longer I don't use it, the longer I don't want to use it because I know I'm going to have to like refigure it out again. But with this one, you just put your thing in there and it shows you the thing, the base, and shows you what you're going to print or cut on, and you just move your design where you want it on that thing. And you can get really precise. There's an option to zoom in on like specific area, and you can stitch things together like with your artwork. For example, when I did this, I just put the felt in for the skull, printed the skull, and then I put the skull back there and then aligned it as like a separate thing because I didn't do it all at once because I wasn't thinking ahead of time. But I could use the printout to align the skull and then laser cut around it just based on the camera showing me. And then I like added in this background thing, and I was able to just keep aligning things, like adding them to the file without having to prepare this ahead of time. And it was super intuitive and super easy. As I was testing different materials, I would have like scraps of things, whether it was just like stuff cut out of it. And that was easy to use too, because I could just keep it on there and then just move the art that I was going to use into whatever position was available on that material. And man, that is so much easier and so much more user-friendly and intuitive for someone who doesn't know what they're doing, like myself, than the other laser cutter I have that does not have any cameras. To bring this back to the rotary thing, because the rotary is working horizontally, the cameras don't see it. So you have to like use settings. There's a thing that you can do to model it, but I think I didn't dive in deep enough to really get a good grasp on it. But I was able to do this little coffee mug pretty easily just by taking a few measurements, and then it sort of automated it. But it was really easy to use. Even though it doesn't have the cameras, they make it as easy as it could be without having that visual thing. But even me, who didn't read instructions and didn't know what they were doing, was able to make this coffee mug pretty easily. So one thing that is still a little bit confusing to me, and that's mainly because I didn't do enough research, but but that's in regard to the laser. So the M1, I believe, comes with this 10 watt laser, which I guess is a smaller size laser. You could swap it out for a bigger one, but I didn't really understand what that meant in terms of what it could cut, what it couldn't cut. And in my experience, what I found was it cut through the plywood stuff very easily. It cut through some of the acrylic, cut through some MDF, but there was a few pieces of acrylic that I was struggling with and it just like wouldn't cut, and I didn't understand what the problem was. And as I did research, I realized that apparently some lasers like this can't cut specific colors of acrylic. I need to do some more research on specifically how that works. But like, for example, it cut through that yellow acrylic fine, but then I don't remember another color. It just like, it didn't do anything to it. Just sort of like scratched it. So I don't know. I think that is just these kind of lasers in general, but I'm not an expert on lasers at all. So take that with a grain of salt. So my process definitely involved a lot of trial and error with the different settings for the laser. It will automatically pull in things, especially when you're using materials that you can specify, like some of these xTool materials they sent me. But I was trying some other stuff and I was like pairing things. For example, I would take the plywood and then I would attach vinyl to it or inkjet paper and just sort of like experiment to see what was going to work and what wouldn't work. The cool thing about how precise this machine is and the fact that you can align things, even if I like messed up the setting and it didn't fully cut something, I could just run it again and it was so precise that it would just go over and there wouldn't be any like shift or anything like that. It would just cut it out perfectly. When I was making this piece here, this was like one of the first things that I did, and it was overly ambitious and it was a little bit frustrating trying to like figure everything out, but I'm really kind of psyched with how it turned out in general. For the stuff like the head and like the hair stuff that has printing on it, this is just the plywood sheets, attached inkjet paper to it. It just like rubber cemented it on there, printed it, and then cut that stuff out. And then for this orange lettering, this is just glossy orange vinyl stuck onto the wood. And again, with the precision of this stuff, what's super cool is I just cut it out of this black shape and then you just slide them in like a perfect little puzzle, which is really cool and satisfying to do. The gold is also vinyl stuck to the wood. These things were inkjet printed on inkjet paper that was attached to the wood. And I just wanted to kind of layer this to give it some depth. Found this like reflective holographic vinyl that I used for the little "the" thing there. You'll notice there were some little issues I ran into. For example, at the top here, some of the vinyl for this black burned off from the laser or just peeled back a little bit. And this is just like sparkly black adhesive vinyl that I think I got at like Michael's or something like that. But I'm pretty psyched about this, and I definitely want to do more sculptural pieces like this because just think they look really cool. And then this one I did as in response to that one being complicated. I'm like, I'm gonna make this one so easy. And this is what I thought was easy. It wasn't as easy as I expected, but look at this holographic vinyl for the eyes. I'm pretty excited about that. Let me tell you, this was mostly easy, but these little highlights in all of the eyes, those little white things, absolute nightmare, because when they were cutting, they'd fall out and they'd get all mixed up and I wouldn't know which one went to what spot. So if I was going to do this in the future, if I just made them all exactly the same size and they were just perfect little circles, it would have been easy peasy lemon squeezy. However, I did not do that. They were just hand drawn, so they did not work out. So it was very hard to do that. Another thing that I found when I was like cutting out these teeth and even with the little eyeball things was that they would get cut out and they would drop below and sometimes they would shift. And then when the laser was cutting the other tooth, it would hit the other teeth and then mess up the front of the teeth. So I had to redo some of these because they got messed up from the laser. A way I could have gotten around that was by just like shifting the teeth in xTool Studio before I did it. That might help. Or I guess I could put something underneath them so they don't drop. This is all troubleshooting. Also, I got this adhesive felt material that I use for the black. I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of cool in person. You can see it's a little there, a little fuzzy. I like the contrast between the fuzzy and the shiny vinyl. It works great engraving on leather and a bunch of other materials that I used. Really excited about how this little sketchbook turned out, and I definitely want to make more sketchbooks like this. Over the past week, I've been having a ton of fun playing around with this thing and making lots of stuff. Just so much fun, and I'm really excited to do more. I'm excited to use it to make a bunch of new stuff for my shop. Definitely gonna do some engraved sketchbooks. I'm gonna make a run of these little cloud guys, maybe some other things that stand up. And I'm gonna keep making more three-dimensional art pieces. It's just, I'm excited. You have any ideas for me about things that I could make? Are you into these little cloud guys? Do you want a little cloud guy for your shelf or your desk? I'm thinking about making one that's like a stand for your iPhone. I don't know why I'm going with this. I'm imagining a character holding an iPhone. That's what I'm thinking I might do. I don't know. I've been having so much fun with this thing that I am behind on a lot of work that I need to do because I've just been wanting to play around with this and make some stuff. If you're interested in having as much fun as I've been having, or you've been thinking about getting a laser, now might be the right time. The M2 goes on sale on May 27th. So if you're watching this at the time this goes live, I think that is tomorrow. If you're watching this in the future, it's probably already available. But you can save $50 for the first 7 days with the pre-launch coupon. You can find out more with the link in the description. Check it out. Thank you, xTool. Been having a blast. Look in my shop for some stuff. If you're interested in any of this stuff, there's probably some stuff in there. And also, while you're here, if you enjoyed seeing me mess around with this thing, have you seen the video where I play around with the xTool apparel printer and try to make a whole ton of stuff in one day? Because that's a fun video. I would check that one out. All right. Let me know what I should make in the comments. And I will see you so soon. Okay, bye.